Warning, this episode contains adult language, mature situations, unlucky main characters who make bad things happen, regenerating Thantophile action heroes, mysterious organizations, super violence, and other craziness. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Listener discretion is advised. Episode 421, Undead Unluck. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, bonjour, and what's up? Hope all of you are doing well today and hope you're excited for another fun-filled episode because I definitely am. But beforehand, if you are a first-time listener, welcome. Spiraken is some podcasts invading reviews about kinetically enhanced narratives. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that every episode we talk about one or two geeky topics and I tell you the pros and cons about it depending on the podcast you're listening to. Since it's the manga review, obviously we talk about manga. I tell you how the art style is, the overarching plot, the production quality, and most importantly, if it's worth investing your time in or not. You don't have to agree with anything that I and my co-host say, but we try to be educational, enlightening, exciting, and most importantly, entertaining. And you can find all of our last 421 manga reviews, our 300 movie reviews, and all the other podcasts at www.spiraken.com. We also have a YouTube channel where we have reactions and other videos, which is youtube.com/Spiraken. We have a Twitch stream where you can watch some cool panels, Let's Plays, and other things. That is at twitch.tv/Spiraken. We're also on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, and various other social media sites. Just type in Spiraken in the search bar and you'll find us one way or the other. And if you want to send me any comments or concerns, you can email me personally at Zan, that's X-A-N, at Spiraken.com. Or you can tweet me at Spiraken. Also, we have a Discord. And finally, if you want to support our podcast to help us create fun content for you to enjoy and help support these podcasts that we've been doing since 2008, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Spiraken or patreon.podbean.com/Spiraken. And let us know what you think and help us to make this podcast as amazing as it should be. So with that in mind, now that that chilling is done, let's actually get to it because we've got a fun, weird little manga to talk about this week. And it is one that I was surprised is a thing. Apparently, it may get a live-action adaptation, which would be really weird. I prefer an anime, but whatever. And if you remember for the last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga. And it did turn to be there reviewing a manga that was written by Yoshifumi Tozuka, and this is published by Shueisha. That means it's released over here under Viz Media, and if it's a Viz Media title, and it's not their signature collection, that must mean that it is something that has run in Weekly Shonen Jump. Yes, this is a shonen series. That's become rather popular in the last couple of years. Or year, because it came out in 2020, still coming out with 6 volumes. And what can I say about this title except it is an adventure comedy supernatural series that is really strange, that is known simply as Undead Unluck. Now, Undead Unluck tells a story of Fuko Izumo, who is a girl who is super unlucky, to the point of if she touches anybody with her bare skin, they will die a horrible death after losing all of their luck. The first time this activated was when she gave her parents a hug. They got on an airplane and they died. Since then, numerous things has happened. People have died just from the simplest thing as a kiss on the cheek, a handshake. And depending on how much she likes them, it'll either extend it or make it much more worse. Her grandfather, she gave a hug to and he died 3 years later. But then someone who really upset her died a minute later. So kind of an interesting thing. And when it opens up, she's about to kill herself. And her motivation for this is not that she's the chaos bringer that's killing all these people, even though that is a major factor. Her reasoning is that she's never going to find someone to love her, and so she's going to kill herself. And unfortunately, she is rescued by a weird naked man. And the weird naked man immediately gets killed, but he comes back. This is Undead. Not zombie, because he says, I'm not a zombie. Zombies don't have brains. They don't think. I just don't die. He's an immortal who can't die. He feels pain, but he can't die, and he wants to die. And because of Fugo's power, he figures out, you know what? You cause things to die in weird, horrific ways. And I've died a lot of ways. I've been around for over 100 years, even though he can't really remember because of reasons. So he's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow you around, make you love me, because the more that we touch, if I touch you for 15 minutes, it's a bigger death. 20 minutes, it's a horrific death. And when you kissed me on the cheek the one time, a meteorite crashed and almost killed me. So if we have sex, if we bang, it'll be the best death ever, and maybe I will be done with this and I can be finished. So He comes up with the brilliant plan that he is going to make her fall in love with him, and then, with her weird ability, she will end up causing him to die through a horrific way, and then he'll be finished and be done with this immortal existence. And he goes about it really creepily, and also every time he dies, he regenerates really fast. Like, his head will be cut off, the part of his body that is actually removed disappears after 30 seconds, or launches off and explodes in a really cool fashion, which means he can actually make finger bullets, which is his kind of special technique. And then he regenerates, but he never regenerates with clothes on, so he's constantly the naked man. And also he has a credit card in his head. I didn't explain that. So he has this weird credit card in his head that he can remove, and when he does it, all of his memories for the last 150 years comes back. So it turns out that because he has the credit card in his skull, it's actually helping him not remember things, because after a certain point you go crazy. So this is keeping him sane. And besides these two characters, we have a group of individuals who are chasing them. Turns out that they are a group known as the Union that are chasing after UMA freaks. Now, what are UMA characters? Well, I think they're unidentified mysterious animals, people with weird abilities and creatures with weird abilities, and they're being hunted down by this group because they have powers. And, I forgot to mention, Undead actually has a name. His name that Fuko gives him is Andy, which is kind of nice because Undead Andy. So that kind of logic doesn't make sense, but whatever. So Andy and Fuko are being chased by this group of individuals who are trying to hunt them down because they have powers. And they're actually classified with their quote-unquote negator abilities. That's what these powers are. So Fuko's negator ability is classified as unluck because whoever she touches skin to skin dies after losing all their luck. And Andy, Undead, is unable to die, and his regenerative abilities give him tons of powers that make complete no sense, like the fact that he uses blood to blow up a building. You have to read it for it to make sense, but he has dealt with the Union before. Apparently they caught him 40 years ago, and he was held captive for 10 years. So he is aware of these individuals. They're apparently police, or they're trying to kill him. And the first we run into is this guy named Void and his partner Shen. And they're kind of weird. Like, Void is this super homicidal negator who, I don't think they really said what his ability was, the name of it, but he is able to stop people from dodging. So he's stopping movement. And then his partner Shen is making people do the opposite of what they want to do. So if they're trying to run away, they stop. It's actually cool seeing how Undead Andy figures out how to go back, because at first he's getting his butt kicked, but then eventually he actually starts going, okay, I'm going to fight with my left, then my right hand's going to attack, and then if I'm going to fight with my right, my left hand's going to attack, if I'm going to stop, I'm going to go. So he figures out how to do it, and it's kind of cool how seeing that. Later on in the first volume, you actually get another negator who shows up, and her ability is super OP. I think that she creates barriers. Not really sure how it goes, but she knows Andy, so apparently she is younger than she looks. She looks like she's 18, but she apparently is like over 40. So maybe it's magic powers. Not sure. But overall, that's Undead Unluck in a nutshell for the story part. The art style is very similar to One Piece. It's the typical Shonen Jump style, which fits this because it is a Shonen Jump series. And that's not bad. It's not great. It doesn't do anything unique, but it's decent style. The overall quality of the manga, there's a lot of trope-heavy stuff in this, but it is a shonen series, so you're going to expect to see these shonen tropes. Mysterious individual is saved by a weirdo, and they end up together. Check. They're pursued by a mysterious group. Check. Later on, they end up joining this group in order to fight even worse group. Check. You have lots of perverted moments. Check. Well, the perverted moments are toned down in this severely. There's not a lot of fan service, and Andy actually does care about Fuko. At one point, her hat is removed, and it turns out that because she has this power of unluck, she can't get anybody near her, so she hasn't cut her hair in 10 years. So apparently Andy used to be a stylist back in the day, so he ends up cutting her hair for him, and his penalty for that is he gets hit by a train. Crazy. So, but he does care about her, and there is a good relationship between Andy and Fuko. Where is it going to go? I don't know. I think the fact that his motivation is we're going to bang is a little much. They could have done something else with that, but whatever. That is how it is. Now, the other characters, we've only been introduced to 3 so far. I read a little ahead and saw some of the other powers, and the powers are all right. Not great. It is different that they're not this typical, everyone is flying, everyone has super abilities, everyone is freezing stuff. They are very niche powers that are very strange, and that is a plus in its favor. However, I have to admit, comparing this to the last Shonen Jump story we talked about, which is Candy Flurry, I do like the fact that this is not in a school, which gives this a point over Candy Flurry. However, I think the powers in Candy Flurry were more unique because they're food-based and they're more versatile, because who would have thought you could use ice cream to freeze stuff or make weapons? No one would have thought that. I like that they do that in that series. This series, it's just very ambiguous powers, like her power is unluck. And if she touches you, you die after she stabs your unluck. Or the one who does the opposite of what they do. I mean, it's kind of cool, but besides, it's not really a controlled power. This feels very much like how Charlotte was, where Charlotte is, okay, they're characters with abilities that are just random, and there's there are weird penalties with them. This just feels a little too random for my taste. Not bad, though. So overall, for Undead Unluck, there's a lot of good things about this. I do like the fact that we have a more realistic relationship. It's not very pervy, and it's kind of dynamic. Also, the fact that Andy uses his back literally as a sword sheath, like he stabs his sword into himself, is kind of cool looking. But is it the best thing ever? No. Is it a great thing ever? Not really. Is it something you can get someone who doesn't like zombies to read? Yes. So, for that reason, all the points, pluses and minuses, I'm going to have to rate Undead Unluck as a gift from your crazy Aunt Muriel. It's okay, but overall, forgettable. I'm going to forget this manga in a couple of weeks when I find something more unique to read. I don't think I'm going to want to read this further. If you've read Undead Unluck and you disagree with me, tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below, or you can email me personally at Xan, that's Xan, at Spiraken.com, or tweet me at Spiraken. I'm kind of surprised this one was so easy to get a hold of, though, but we'll have to wait and see if this actually is going to last a long run. But I digress. Remember, if you want to check out any of our earlier episodes, you can check them out at www.spiraken.com or on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, or any of your podcast listening choices possible. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends so they can get in on this awesome Spiraken goodness. Also, if you want to check out the videos that we have on YouTube, we have a bunch of exclusive ones that are just on there, a bunch of reaction videos, and to top it off, if you listen to the Spiraken movie review, where we have our Spiraken mini movie reviews, which are quick reviews of new movies, as a special gift to our second tier and higher Patreon members, we are going to be releasing actual video of me reviewing it, so you can actually see me talk about and show images of the various movies that we review. Currently, the latest one that we released is Cruella de Vil, the new Cruella movie. Definitely check it out. If you want to just listen to the audio, that's actually was also released on this stream. You can check it out at Spiraken.com, but there's an actual video, which is really fun. Also, this week is going to be Anime Next if you are a fan of online conventions. Now, I will be running some streams on Saturday and Sunday of this week, which is going to be the 12th and 13th, parallel to Anime Next, but I'm not going to be at Anime Next online officially because, well, long story. But you can check out some of the really fun panels on our Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Spiraken. Let me know what you think and if you enjoy it. But that's enough shilling there. So let's get to the manga releases for the week. This is all the manga releases for June 8th, 2021, which was Tuesday. We have 32 titles, and here's what was released this week. First off, we have Yoshino Zakura, Volume 3, the manga, World Peace, Volume 1, Wizards of Mickey, Volume 3, Uncle from Another World, Volume 1, The Saga of Tanya the Evil, Volume 14, The Case Study of Vanitas, Volume 8, The The Tales of Wedding Rings, Volume 9. I didn't think that series would make it past 5. I'm actually impressed that they're at 9. Sword Art Online, Girls Ops, Volume 7. Star Wars The High Republic, Edge of Balance, Volume 1. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, that's one to check out. Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, Volume 4. Shaman King Omnibus 2, which is Volumes 4 through 6 of the manga. Real Account 12 through 14, the manga. Pokemon Adventure Collector's Edition, Volume 8. Phantom Tales of the Night, Volume 7. My Dress-Up Darling, Volume 4. Living Room Matsunaga-kun, Volume 7. Komi Can't Communicate, Volume 13. Kirby Manga Mania, Volume 1. We actually talked about this in a manga news segment. Kagegura Compulsive Gambler, Volume 13. I Swear I Won't Bother You Again, the manga, Volume 1. How Do We Relationship, Volume 3. Hitori Jimi My Hero, Volume 11. Hanagawa Got Crush, Volume 5. For the Kid I Saw in My Dream, Volume 6. Failure Frame, I Became the Strongest and Annihilated Everyone with Low-Level Spells, the light novel, Volume 2. Drifting Dragons, Volume 9. Dead Mount Death Play, Volume 5. Call of the Night, Volume 2. Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Volume 18. A Certain Scientific Railgun, Volume 16. And finally, A Certain Scientific Accelerator, Volume 12. So we've got some fun manga that was released this week. For me, the ones that are definitely on my pull list are Failure Frame, Drifting Dragons, Grand Blue Dreaming, I Swear I Won't Bother You Again, which seems kind of cool, Kategori Compulsive Gambler, Komi Can't Communicate, Star Wars, High Republic, and finally Saga of Tanya the Evil. Uncles from Another World seems a little weird, but I don't know. So which of these are you interested in? Which ones have you bought? Or more importantly, which ones are you going to avoid like the plague? Let me know on Twitter at Twitter, and let me know which ones are your favorite and which are the worst. And now that is done, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. What I've done is I've assigned a manga tile to each of the 10 slots. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin this Wheel of Manga. Whatever number it lands on, the manga that is on that number is the manga that I review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 422. And we've got some great titles on here. And if you're a part of our Discord at tinyurl.com/Spira Discord, you can actually check out what is on the Wheel of the Manga for the week, and you can vote for ones if you are part of the Patreon. But we've got some nice titles on here. Some are really good, and some are kind of meh. But we're going to spin and see what we're going to review in the next episode. We've got some oldies, some goldies, and one which is just very controversial. So let's spin and see. Number 9. Oh. So in the next episode, I'm going to be reviewing a manga titled Lonely Attack on a Different World. If I remember correctly, this is an isekai series. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully it's a sci-fi series, but we're not sure. We're going to have to wait and see. But as usual, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate this. The society loves you, and we love the fact that you've been with us since 2008. Keep listening into this really cool podcast I've been doing for so long. More important than that, check out the other shows we've been releasing. And, as always, you guys are the best. Hope you all have a great week. I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. Catch you guys next time, and keep reading manga. See you later.